Have you ever prayed and heaven was silent? Have you ever stood at the edge of despair, whispered desperate words into the void, and felt like even the angels had turned their ears away? This message is for you, the warrior who keeps fighting in the silence. This is not just about faith, it's about unshakable faith. Faith that endures when heaven is silent. You see, real faith doesn't just sing when the sun is shining. It worships in the storm. It prays when there's no reply. It walks when there's no sign. Heaven's silence isn't punishment, it's preparation. God doesn't abandon, He aligns, and sometimes He withdraws His voice so you can find yours. You are not being punished, you're being prepared. This season isn't evidence of God's absence, it's a testimony in the making. And if you're still standing, it means heaven is still working, because silence isn't the end, it's the echo before the breakthrough. Silence teaches, it breaks distractions, it sharpens your discernment. When God is quiet, lean in, because sometimes the silence is God saying, "Will you trust me without the signs?" Faith is forged in fire, and fire doesn't speak. What if the silence is God trusting you? Trusting that you'll keep walking even when there's no voice to guide you. That's what unshakable faith looks like. Moses waited 40 years. David was anointed king, then chased through caves. Jesus was silent before Pilate. If they had to endure divine delay, why should you expect a shortcut? You want purpose? Then you must pass through pain. You want depth? Then welcome the silence, because shallow faith needs noise. But unshakable faith? It flourishes in the quiet. Let me tell you a story. Joseph dreamed big, but ended up in a pit. He served faithfully, then was forgotten in prison. But Joseph never lost his faith in silence, because silence doesn't mean your story is over. It means the author is still writing. Even Jesus, hanging on a cross, felt silence. My God, why have you forsaken me? Yet even in that cry, salvation was unfolding. If God was silent with His Son, don't be surprised when He's silent with you, because God's silence isn't abandonment, it's intimacy. He trusts you to stay, even when you can't hear Him. Unshakable faith doesn't need reassurance. It is the reassurance. And right now, heaven is still watching how you respond in the quiet. When heaven is silent, raise your voice in praise. When you can't hear God, worship louder. When there's no sign, walk anyway. Faith isn't built in clarity, it's built in chaos. It's not refined in the comfort, it's formed in the fire. Unshakable faith says, even if He doesn't answer, I will still believe. Even if I never see the door, I'll keep knocking. Even if I never get the miracle, I'll still call Him good. Because I don't follow God for what He gives, I follow Him for who He is, even when He's silent, especially then. Your silence season is training ground, for giants, for warriors, for those called to lead in the darkness. So don't curse the quiet, conquer it. This silence is not a punishment, it's the weight room of your soul, and today, you rise from it, not bitter, but bolder, not confused, but called, not shaken, but sharpened. You were made for this moment. Heaven may be quiet, but heaven has not forgotten. Keep showing up, keep believing, keep knocking on the doors only faith can open, because silence is not God's absence, it's His confidence in you. If this message spoke to you, comment below. Still I trust. Subscribe for more deep spiritual encouragement. Share this with someone who feels like God has gone silent in their life. Now go. Be unshakable, even when heaven is silent, especially when it is.